Welcome back, everybody. How's it going? Gonna be filming a video here today. I got a couple comments on the last video that really kind of made me think about why I chose this motorcycle and who's this motorcycle kind of for. Thanks to varghese, I believe that's how you say that. He commented on the video, and I started to type out kind of a ridiculous long comment, so I figured a video was kind of warranted. Well, truth be told, I was commuting on my CRF 300 for a few seasons, riding back and forth from work, doing a bunch of dual sport rides on the weekends, and putting a lot of miles on that bike. And at the end of the day, man, I realized that bike is really, really hard to ride 150, 200 miles a day, much less 300, 400 miles a day, which was sometimes some of the trips I was doing, because I would leave Denver, go down 285, sometimes go all the way into Buena Vista or Antero Junction down there. Sometimes even go down into Salida and then over into Colorado Springs and then back into Denver. So it would be a very, very long ride, all day deal, 8-9 hours. And last year I really started looking at adventure bikes. I test rode a lot of adventure bikes, guys. I mean, I was going to dealers and just riding every bike that they had that was even remotely appealing to me. There's a Yamaha Suzuki dealer really close to me, and there's also a Honda dealer very close to me. Both of those dealers are closer than I work to my house, so it kind of makes it a pretty easy choice to go with one of those brands. But there's also a Cove and CF Moto dealer in the metro area as well. I test rode the 450 MT, I test rode the 800, I test rode the T7, I test rode the XL750, the CRF 1100L, the F800 GS, the V-Strom 800DE, and really with some of those bikes, what it really came down to, guys, was insurance. It seemed like as soon as you went over a certain CC, the insurance like doubled. I've got 5 vehicles, guys. I've got a lot of insurance to pay. It's kind of ridiculous, but I've got a lot of vehicles, so insurance is a big consideration for me. Also, efficiency is a big consideration for me. I'd like to be able to fill up the tank and ride out of the state. That's my idea of an adventure bike. I really don't plan on off-roading this bike. I mean, it'll probably end up in the gravel a little bit, especially here in Commerce City where I work. There's a lot of gravel and rail and all these other things to just kind of circumnavigate, and that helps to have a little bit of clearance and maybe a little bit aggressive of a tire. But truthfully, these 80/20s are great for just rolling through the gravel at 20-30 miles an hour. Like I've said in other videos, I stand up on the foot pegs a lot, guys. I'm a dirt bike kid at heart. I stand up on the foot pegs if I'm going less than 50 miles an hour all the time. I just like the way it feels. I like the balance, the way the bike just handles that way. I don't feel any of the bumps in my lower back, and it just kind of gives me that real upright position, standing up straight, eyes forward. The XL750, actually, the Transalp, I really enjoyed that motorcycle. Test riding it, and the MT450 as well. The problem that I saw was there was way too much overlap with the machine that I already have, because my CRF is fully built, guys, minus all the ridiculous stuff. But I mean, I've got full suspension, all the protection mods. It's a beautiful machine. It does everything I want it to do. And this machine will never see the off-road that I've given the CRF, and then still rode it home 150 miles and then rode to work the next Monday, you know. To me, that's just not what this bike is for. I know there's a lot of guys out there doing that, and hey, more power to you guys. That's just not going to be my use case for this bike. I want something that's going to get me to work efficiently, reliably, practically, and just be simple to maintain and take care of and enjoy. And I think this machine does that for me. And like I said, I live very, very close to the Honda dealer. I've got a great relationship with those guys over there. Granted, I've paid cash for 2 motorcycles in the last 3 years over there, so that's probably why they hooked me up with such a great deal on this bike. Because, guys, this bike is a 2025 brand new. They gave me money off MSRP, which I thought was absolutely insane, because the CRF, I didn't get $1 off of that bike. I paid full MSRP market. All the other nonsense they add on, I paid it because I wanted that bike. My 250L had actually been stolen right before I purchased a 300L, so that it kind of forced my hand in really going after getting a 300L, and luckily I was able to find one. But back to the NX. There's a lot of competitors for this bike, guys. I mean, Aaron asked the question, and I think he already knows the answer. I mean, you got the competitors are either 200 billion in debt, or they're just not really making a bike like this. That's no shot on the KTM guys. I've had plenty of opportunities to purchase a KTM over the last 6-8 months, guys. Here in the metro area of Denver, there's been KTMs going for under 8 grand in some cases, and almost always under 10 grand, and it doesn't even matter what model, which is pretty insane, because usually those machines are real expensive, guys. And it seems like you could get a 350 or 500 EXC brand new in the metro area for under 10 grand used, because people are buying them and getting rid of them right away. I mean, especially with the 790, 890 whole fiasco, guys. Those bikes have been available so much, and I just have had zero plans on purchasing a machine like that. Honestly, guys, I ride too much too. That was one of the issues with the CRF versus KTM EXC. I ride too much, guys. I ride easily 2,000 miles a month, if not sometimes 3,500 miles in a month during the summer months. So with the KTMs or even the CRF 450 RLs, I'd be in the garage working on it when I should be out riding it, and that is not my intention whatsoever. Even the KTM, the oil change kits and all that other nonsense, man, they are just ripping people off left and right. It's no wonder that they're hemorrhaging money. They change the parts way too much. I mean, this bike's been the same for the last 12 years, guys. We all know this. Everybody who watches these knows this. And that was one of the main appeals to this machine, even over the XL750. The XL750 is still a very new machine, guys. I wasn't really interested in giving it too much of a shot, especially for the exorbitant overhead cost. I would have paid 3 to 4 grand more for the trans out, and then I still would have had to put all the mods on it. The skid plate, the crash bars, and like I said, the overlap with the CRF. I would almost be forced to sell the CRF just to pay for that machine. Not so with this one. This one's going to be much more efficient. It's just going to do the things I need it to do much better. I plan on commuting this bike to work pretty much 200 to 250 days a year, if I can, for the next 5 to 6 years, if not longer. The touring trip I'm going to be taking here in August is really going to kind of solidify that for me, because if it's really able to do that trip and be everything I expect, I'll definitely be holding on to this machine. If not, then we'll start looking at other options. I know one of my favorite other bikes that I rode compared to this one was the Ibex 800. That bike was amazing, guys. It was amazing. The display, the feel, even the fit and finish on it was everything above and beyond this bike. But like I said, the insurance was going to be a lot more expensive, and then also it kind of is a KTM clone, so you're kind of still dealing with a lot of the same parts nonsense. And honestly, man, I'm not looking to wait for all my parts to come from China. I got a Peak Honda dealer literally 10 miles away from the house. I can roll in there and I can get everything I need. I don't have to pay shipping. I don't have to pay any of that junk. I just get the stuff right there and walk right out the door with it. So that was a big consideration for me. Hopefully I touched on some of the points I really wanted to, guys. Thanks again, Aaron, for the questions and comments. Thanks for watching.